Hi, this is guitarist Denis Taaffe, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Bargain Bin Gear. And in this case, we're going to take a look at a guitar. Now, I don't own this particular guitar. It was loaned to me for this video. My friend in Minneapolis is an avid guitar gear collector, and player, of course. And so he had just gotten this guitar and wanted me to take a look at it and review it and see what I thought of it. So the guitar in particular is the Schecter c-1 Exotic Ebony electric guitar with natural satin finish. And basically what you've got here is it's a solid mahogany body with an ebony top, and it gives the instrument its clarity, warmth, and character. I'm reading from the website, basically. My goodness, it's a natural satin finished 5-piece roasted maple Purple Heart bolt-on neck with an ebony fretboard. A thin C-neck shape and 14-inch radius. Wowee. And then it's got also a dual-colored Wilkinson, WV S52K tremolo. Provides complete stability with a vintage look and feel. Dual action truss rod. Right? A Graphtec black tusk nut. Right? And Schecter locking tuners as well. Now, I used to play a Schecter. I still have it. I played it for 20 years or so. But this is, I don't think it's quite the same, because this was when Schecter was kind of a parts manufacturer, and basically they pieced together this guitar. In fact, it was my guitar teacher, Chris Hadding, who actually built that guitar. Now, interestingly enough, my friend in Indianapolis took out the pickups that came with the guitar, which was the Schecter Diamond 78 Humbucker pickups, and replaced them with a Dimarzio Super Distortion and a Reanimator pickup. I guess this is a pretty popular combination, and so we'll take a look at that as well. And let's take a look at it. Okay, first off, this one came in a fairly modern Fender padded gig bag. So I don't think this is the original gig bag at all. But it does the job. And I personally don't like this gig bag very much. Only because with the guitar in there, it always looks like the neck is broken or something. But it protects the guitar, so it's good. So I'm unzipping it now. I guess this is a real first, instead of an unboxing, we're having an unzippering. Right, so here we go. And don't try this at home, only trained professionals should even attempt. Okay, here we go. Okay. And here it is. Okay. So first things first, here's the guitar. Real beauty. I mean, this is a nice looking guitar, as you can tell here. And there you can see the bolt-on neck. Right. I'm used to bolt-on necks with 4 screws, but this has 5, interestingly enough. Right there. And I don't know if you can pick this up on the camera or not, but if you look at this neck, man, the inlay on it is really quite something. I mean, that's a fancy neck to be sure. Right, can you see that? See that? It's got like this, I don't know, what is that, a vine or something? I don't know. So let's look at and here you've got 3 on each side, locking tuners. And here are the pickups here, right? One's a super distortion, Dimarzio, and the other's a reanimator. I think that's what it is. And it's got 5-way switch. I take that back, I'm sorry, a 3-way switch. Tone and volume. And interesting on this guitar, it's probably one of the best features of the guitar is this little phase switch, right? So basically, I mean, you can go from humbucker to single coil and that kind of thing. We'll take a listen to that. And what I found from playing this guitar is probably the best feature of the entire guitar, I think. Just the myriad of tones you can get, not only with a 3-way switch, obviously, but then this little tiny switch right here can give you some really interesting, almost Strat-like type tones to it. So, now the first thing I notice is how flat the neck is. Kind of like a Les Paul, and I thought, uh-oh, you know, this might be a really hard guitar to play. You know, the feel wouldn't be there, or, you know, too hard to play or that kind of thing. But what I notice is that that's not the case at all. It wasn't a guitar that I had to get used to too much at all as far as the neck goes. Now, one thing that I did have to get used to a little bit was the locking tuners, being able to use them, you know, because you'll notice here that they lock in place right there. You know, I'm just not familiar with those too well. On my guitars are not. And the other thing is the bridge, you know, because it's kind of this floating bridge type thing, you know, and so if you rest your hand on it too much, it kind of goes out of tune, you know. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I'm used to my, you know, fixed bridge guitars where I can rest my hand on it and it doesn't go out of tune, you know. But that's just, you know, if I owned this guitar, one, I would probably lock the bridge, but also, you know, get used to playing it correctly where I'm not, you know, getting it out of tune or anything, you know. So let's take a listen to it, and man, I really think it's a really nice guitar. Now, it's not an inexpensive guitar by any means. I mean, this is like $749 plus the pickups on top of that, right? So I mean, you know, by the time it's all said and done after taxes and things, I mean, You know, and with the pickups and so on, I mean, you're probably looking at about $1,000 guitar. You know, which for me is very, very expensive. You know, I think my little Parker guitars are, you know, under $500. In any case, let's take a listen to it. So I've got it here, and we can hear first the humbucker. Here's the middle position. This is going through a little Fender X2 15-watt tube amp and a 12-inch cabinet, 1x12. This is the bridge. Very, very hot pickups, for sure. I think one of the real strengths of this guitar is watch what happens when you put that little phase switch, alright? Or, I'm sorry, coil tap is what it is. Alright, switching it to a single coil. Here's in the middle position. And I don't know how old these strings are. They sound fairly new. To get that real kind of honking. So that's really cool because usually, and these guitars with two humbuckers, usually you don't get that much variety as far as tones go. Usually it's a three-way switch, and that's it. But not in this case at all. Definitely new strings here. Wow. Volume switch. I'm just not used to this guitar at all. So really, really clear, as far as the pickups go, the sound. And in fact, we'll hear the distortion here in a little bit. Remember, I was telling you I was a fixed bridge player recently. So these floating tremolos, I'm not used to them at all. So what ends up happening is I rest my hand on it and it goes out of tune. And if there's one criticism of this guitar, it's the bridge. Only because I'm not used to it, and so I rest my hand on it, and you can tell right away, I do this kind of deal. As if you had a whammy bar. So I'm just not used to that. And the fact that they're new strings, that makes it a little harder to keep in tune, really. See, I just can't keep my hand off the bridge. Anyway, and in fact, the locking tuners do help, keeping it in tune, certainly. Here, it's quite loose. I mean, if I hit the strings really hard, it goes out of tune, Yeah. But it doesn't work for me at all. it's a real fast neck. And man, the tones are just really great. They're so clear, you know. And the neck's actually really a fast neck. You know. Of course, on my Parkers, yeah, I've been playing them for so long. You know, probably 10 years now, maybe more. Any other guitar is going to feel strangely to me, you know. The other thing is I hardly ever change strings. I can tell these are brand new strings, you know, and you can hear it too. So. I kind of like a deader string, and these are kind of, you know, a little too shiny sounding. Anyway, very nice guitar. So that's my only criticism. Is the tremolo, and you know, a lot of it's the setup too, you know, and that's just for my particular playing, just because of what I'm used to, you know. I just don't do very well with the floating kind of tremolos, you know, because I rest my hand on them and invariably, you know, bend the strings out of tune, basically. I told you when I first saw the neck, I go, uh-oh, I'm not going to be able to play this guitar at all. It's going to be like a Les Paul. It's going to be, you know, this gigantic neck that's hard to play. Not that all Les Pauls are that way, but a lot of the ones I've played are that way. Anyway. Really pleasantly surprised, and without a doubt one of the best features is that little coil tap switch, which is something I never used on my Parkers, you know. And then when I heard this guitar, you know, mine, you've got to push, you know, pull the pot on the tone, you know, and it's kind of hard to do. Here it's just a little switch. And the amount of tones here are just so varied, you know. It sounds so nice, really. You know, compare that to... yeah, the other bridge. You can really hear it there. What's really interesting is my friend has a Ibanez, I think it's a Radius 540 or something like that. Guitar, it's kind of the Joe Satriani model type thing. Sounds very similar, that kind of real chimey. Right. You know, they have sell a little bar called a tremolo stabilizer, and I tell you what, if I had any criticism of this guitar, it's got to be that bridge of just trying to keep it in tune. Other than that, it's just awesome guitar. And keep in mind, again, this is for me. For other people, it may not be a problem at all. I definitely use that, my hand resting on it, and that just doesn't work, because it's, I'm bending it out of tune, basically. Alright, so let's hear it with a little distortion. That's really fast. See there, I hit the damn bridge again. I did it again there too. Okay, so this is definitely that kind of guitar. You know, it's kind of a shred guitar. You know, definitely, you know, rather than kind of like a Strat or something like that. Much more of a modern kind of metal guitar, you know. Shred guitar is the best word to describe it. The neck is super fast, and in fact, I remember my old Schecter neck was that way as well. Yeah, it's just a really nice playing guitar, you know. And again, my only criticism is just the tuning on it. So I think it's a really sound instrument. I mean, if you're looking for a shred guitar kind of thing, I mean, this is definitely it. And you know, most players these days, you know, are playing with a lot of high gain and things like that. Makes a huge difference here. You know, I mean, you can play anything on it, of course, but I think it'd be most suited to that kind of playing. You know, yeah, very nice. I mean, you know, obviously with my guitar, you know, I get used to it too, you know. And I'm just stunned at the quality of it, you know, for the price. I think is well worthwhile. Definitely. You know, and very surprised, I have to admit, at the neck, right? Because I was afraid, oh man, it's going to be hard to play or something. Not at all. I mean, it didn't take much adjustment at all for me, you know, after having played the same guitar for so many years. Switching to this was not a problem at all. The other really big surprise for me is the pickups sound really great. There was a little coil tap switch, and I think all guitars should have that, you know. It even made me re-examine my Parker to get those extra tones, you know, the coil tap kind of tones. And here it's done so well, you know. And that's where you get all these different little chimey tones, you know. And I found it much more difficult to get on the Parker. So there it is. That's my review of the Schecter C-1 Exotic Ebony. Is it worth the price? I'd say definitely. You know, because I can't imagine, you know, that even if you increase the price, that you get much more than this. I mean, it sounds really great on there, you know. And I can't imagine what it would sound like, you know, after those strings have been on for a month or so. You know, I'm just not used to new strings. You know, maybe I'm just too lazy to change them. I don't know. And would I own this guitar? I'll tell you what, I certainly would, you know. If I could afford it, I think it'd be well worthwhile. Though I have to say, you know, for my style of playing, it's not quite the guitar I'd get, but, you know, only because I don't do a lot of shredding these days. You know. On the other hand, I can see this is the kind of guitar that you get used to really, really quickly. You know, that's probably one of the reasons why I'm putting it away, so I don't get too used to it. And tell them, oh no, I can't part with it now. You know. So not bad at all. I think it's well worthwhile. Having a guitar, you know. And, you know, I mean, I guess it depends on the player, you know, but I'd certainly, you know, maybe take it to a guitar tech if you're having any tuning issues, you know, and maybe they can tighten up that bridge a little bit, you know.
or adjust your playing style, either one, you know. But you just can't rest your hand very hard on it. It's out of tune. Okay. That's the only drawback I have of it. But man, does it play fast. That neck is really fast. Quite impressed. Alright, see you next time. Okay, bye.